What if everything you ever hoped for, every breakthrough, every healing, every success was already set in motion by a force greater than your own efforts? Imagine that you are not alone in your struggles, that there is a force at work behind the scenes, carrying you through when you feel weak, lifting you up when you have no strength left. That force is grace, an unseen power and favor that works relentlessly on your behalf. Grace is not something you earn by striving harder or pushing longer. It is a gift that steps in when human effort reaches its edge. Life throws challenges that seem insurmountable, but grace shows up to remind you that your best days are still ahead. It is the quiet whisper of hope in the chaos, the calming peace in the storm, working tirelessly to align your path with divine purpose. You don't have to have it all figured out. Grace covers the uncertainty and transforms your journey, making the impossible possible. Think about the story of David fighting Goliath. He didn't come with armies or weapons of war. He came with God's grace and a sling. That same grace that empowered David is available to you now, enabling you to overcome giants in your life. So when you feel exhausted or defeated, remember, grace is your supernatural fuel. It shifts the atmosphere, changes battles into blessings, and turns trials into testimonies. You may feel invisible, but grace is actively moving for your victory. Even when the natural senses say no, grace says yes, you will make it. Lift your eyes, take hold of grace, and watch mountains move in your favor. That's the power of grace. It's always bigger, stronger, and more unstoppable than your problems. You may have faced seasons of hardship, where doors slammed shut, and your heart begged for relief. In those moments, grace employed miraculous ways to pull you out of despair, even when you didn't recognize it. Grace is the patience that sustains you through setbacks, the kindness that softens your soul when harsh words come your way. It works quietly in the background, molding your character and strengthening your spirit while you may feel invisible to the world. It's not about perfection, but persistence. Grace meets you in your brokenness and gives you more strength than you thought you had. It teaches you that every failure is a setup for a greater comeback if you allow it to. Grace's power is in transforming your pain into passion and your tears into testimony, working tirelessly to weave your story into a masterpiece of resilience. Remember Apostle Paul, who suffered chains, beatings, and imprisonments, yet said, "When I am weak, then I am strong because grace empowered him." That's the essence of grace. It turns weakness into strength and trials into triumphs. Even when the whole world says you can't, grace says, "Watch me work through you." When shame tries to hold you down, grace lifts your head up high. When fear threatens your future, grace whispers courage. You might not see it immediately, but the grace that sustains a tiny seed through winter is working on your life right now. Your scratch on the surface is just preparation. The deep work of grace is preparing a harvest far beyond your imagination. Trust that grace has a plan bigger than your pain and a way through every storm. Perhaps you've been trying to control every outcome, exhausting yourself chasing goals that seem just beyond reach. Grace invites you to surrender that heavy burden, to trust that it will work for you even when you cannot see the path clearly. It's the unexpected favor that shows up at the right time, the doors suddenly opening when you least expect it. Grace works not by your timeline but by perfect timing. It shifts what you thought was impossible into a reality that blesses your life and those around you. When you embrace grace, you embrace humility, a profound acknowledgement that you are part of a bigger plan. And in that acknowledgement, you find freedom. The pressure to have all the answers melts away, replaced by peace, knowing that grace can guide your steps, carry your burdens, and ensure your success. Think about Peter walking on water. It was faith activated by grace. He didn't start sinking until fear crept in, but while focused on Jesus, grace sustained his impossible steps. That same grace is ready to lift you above the waves of worry and doubt. Stop trying to hold on so tight. Let grace lead your dance. When you relax into God's promises, grace arranges miracles you couldn't plan on your own. So lay aside your striving and pick up the peace grace offers. It's not about how fast or how hard you work. It's about how deeply you trust God's grace to work through you. Grace is your backstage pass to divine favor and supernatural breakthroughs. Imagine what it would mean to walk boldly through life knowing that grace is your constant companion. It means no longer fearing failure or rejection, because grace works to restore and renew. It means knowing you are worthy of love and blessings, not because of your achievements, but because of who you are. Grace works when you see yourself through compassionate eyes, forgiving your own mistakes and celebrating your growth. It allows space for healing wounds and building a future with hope instead of fear. Grace never gives up on you. It waits patiently, cheering you on even when you feel forgotten. It is the relentless force that rewrites your story from struggle into triumph, from doubt into faith. Just like the prodigal son's father, grace runs to meet you with open arms no matter where you've been. It doesn't keep score. It always chooses love. When you embrace grace, your value is anchored in God's unwavering love rather than the world's temporary approval. Grace gives you endurance for the long haul, courage for the hard times, and joy that bubbles up in your soul. You are not defined by your failures, but by grace that lifts you higher. Grace declares you whole, worthy, and capable to face anything. Step into that truth and live as God's beloved child, fully embraced and eternally favored. You might wonder how to activate this grace in your life. The answer is found in openness and faith. When you open your heart to grace, you invite it to work in every area of your life, your relationships, your career, your self-worth. Faith is the trust that grace, though unseen, is actively working behind the scenes for your good. It requires letting go of control and embracing the unknown, knowing that grace aligns circumstances, people, and opportunities uniquely for your benefit. Grace's work is not random. It is purposeful and intentional. The more you cultivate a heart of gratitude and surrender, the more grace flows freely to meet your needs. Even in moments of doubt, grace remains steadfast, a wellspring of strength that never runs dry. Think of the woman with the issue of blood in the Bible. Her faith activated grace, and her healing was instant. Grace waits for your faith to awaken it. It responds to openness and trust. Keep knocking, grace will open doors. Keep believing, grace will bring breakthroughs. Keep loving, grace will transform hearts around you. Your faith unlocks the power of grace working in magnificent ways. When grace starts working for you, every part of your life begins to reflect its power. Your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance, from fear to boldness. You begin to notice small miracles, timely words, unexpected help, inner peace that surpasses understanding. Grace empowers you to forgive others and yourself, releasing burdens that weigh down the soul. Creativity flows, and doors once closed now swing wide open, leading you into new possibilities. Grace propels you toward growth that no hardship could have produced alone. It is the fuel behind your perseverance, the spark that lights your passion, and the steady hand guiding you through life's twists and turns. Grace is like fresh oil poured on weary joints, refreshing and restoring your strength for the race. When doubt whispers lies, grace shouts truths louder. When fear blocks your path, grace lights the way like a lamp in the darkness. Grace will cause blessings to multiply when you least expect it. It plants seeds of joy so you can harvest peace. It's the melody of heaven playing softly in your heart, turning life's moments into holy celebrations. When you dance in the grace of God, every step moves you closer to destiny. Every day presents a new opportunity to experience grace working powerfully in your life. It's in the quiet moments of prayer when you feel weak, but choose faith instead of fear. It's in the unexpected blessings that show up just when you need them most, a call, a word, a door opening that you never saw coming. God's grace is alive and active, orchestrating your future with love and precision. Sometimes it moves through the kindness of strangers or the encouragement of friends. Other times it comes through the renewed strength in your own spirit, a reminder that you don't walk alone. When life tries to cloud your vision, grace clears the fog so you see the purpose behind every challenge. When doubt creeps in, grace sings a song of victory in your heart. It is the divine spark that ignites your courage to rise every time you fall. So, embrace grace fully. Let it flood your soul and overflow into your actions. Your story is far from over. Grace is just beginning to write the chapters of triumph, abundance, and joy. And remember, grace is not just for you. It's a river meant to flow through you to touch the lives of others. When you live under grace, you become a beacon of hope in a world desperate for light. Your forgiveness becomes a testament to God's love. Your kindness reflects His compassion. Every act of grace you extend multiplies in ways that even you cannot predict. Like the widow who gave all she had, your grace-filled heart becomes a wellspring of blessing for your family, community, and beyond. The ripple effect can change generations, breaking chains and planting seeds of faith. Grace empowers you to be an agent of transformation. Let your life echo the good news that no matter the mess, grace works miracles. Through you, grace will bring healing, restoration, and freedom, lighting the way for countless others to believe and receive. Your journey, fueled by grace, will inspire others to trust that the same power working in you is available to them too. So, stand tall and embrace the gift of grace working in your life for you. Let it remind you daily that you are more than your struggles and scars. You are a vessel of endless potential and divine favor. Grace turns setbacks into setups and obstacles into opportunities. It works when you feel unworthy, when you feel weak, when you feel lost, because grace is the power that strengthens your spirit and restores your hope. Whatever challenge you face right now, remember this. Grace is already working behind the scenes to carry you through to victory. Trust it, lean into it, and watch how life begins to unfold in ways you never imagined possible. Grace will work for you always, endlessly, and with unwavering love. Don't let your past define your future. Grace rewrites every page. It's the gift freely given, the anchor in the storm, the living water that renews your soul. Embrace grace like a child embraces a hug fully, with no hesitation. When you do, mountains will bow, walls will fall, and heaven will open doors in your favor. Step out in faith and shout with joy, "Grace will work for me." As we close this powerful reminder that grace will work for you, remember this truth. You are deeply loved, wonderfully made, and favored beyond measure. No matter what you face today or tomorrow, grace is your constant companion, always ready to lift you up and guide your steps. If this message has touched your heart and stirred new hope within you, don't keep it to yourself, share it with someone who needs to hear it too. And make sure you subscribe and stay connected, because there's so much more inspiration, faith, and uplifting truth coming your way to fuel your journey. Together, we will walk in grace, overcome every obstacle, and celebrate every victory. Come back often, share your stories, and let grace continue to transform your life and the lives of those around you. Your breakthrough is on the horizon, and with grace working for you, the best is yet to come.